Good morning, Doctor. What have you reviewed to prepare for today's deposition?
I have reviewed testimony of some of the foremost experts in asbestos litigation, like Drs. Crapo and Porstenbach. I also get emails from exponent and can risk.
Have you prepared a report in this case?
Yes. In fact, is the same report for every case. First, your client does not have mesothelioma. Second, if he does, it was not caused by any of the defendants that have retained me.
How can you be sure?
I am a doctor, therefore I am smarter than you. And I speak with a British accent.
You are designated as an expert regarding asbestos exposure from brake products. What is the basis of your expertise?
I take my car to the garage several times a year. I've been to brake repair shops and I understand what they are. That is all.
So you have never seen or used an asbestos-containing brake product yourself?
No.
Doctor, what is your fee for expert testimony?
Because of rising gas prices, I had to raise my fees to $50,000 per case per defendant. Between you and me, I barely make ends meet.
How many hours do you spend testifying as opposed to practicing medicine?
I am glad you asked. I run a full-time clinic in Florida where I personally treat patients 16 hours each day and spend another 4 hours supervising residents. I also do volunteer medical work every weekend. Litigation is a small fraction of my work week.
So how much money did you make from testifying for defendants last year?
I don't know. It is slightly less than the total salary of the New York Yankees. Dr. Feingold calls me Red Sox to remind me I make less than him.
Switching topics now. Are you familiar with exposure levels from asbestos gaskets?
Yes. Scraping or brushing asbestos gaskets does not release any fibers. I agree with Freddie Bolter's testimony that there are more asbestos fibers in the ambient air than caused by scraping gaskets.
Are you serious? What about the visible dust generated?
That is just fuzz in the air like in a movie theater. Next question.
You need to lay off the crack pipe. Is there any literature that supports your opinion?
Only the scientific articles bought and paid for by my clients.
Okay, let's assume my client's only exposure was to asbestos-containing joint compound. He did drywall work 8 hours a day, every day, for 5 years, using only GP joint compound. Are you with me?
Yes.
He describes visible clouds of dust when pouring, sanding, and sweeping joint compound. Do you have an opinion as to what caused his mesothelioma?
Yes. His mesothelioma was caused by amphibole exposure.
Doctor, there is no amphibole exposure. His only exposure was to joint compound.
You need to look harder.
We have interviewed every coworker and family member and reviewed hundreds of invoices.
There is an amphibole exposure you must have missed. Maybe he bumped into some pipe insulation once and didn't tell you.
Are you saying the millions of chrysotile fibers were not responsible?
Yes. I snort lines of chrysotile. Like cocaine. It is mildly addictive, but certainly not dangerous.
You are full of it. Do you even believe your own testimony?
No, but I can testify for any defendant, if the price is right.
In fact, I see you are also retained by a premises defendant. What if the evidence also shows my client breathed amphibole fibers every time he was at the job site? Would you still testify that amphibole exposures caused my client's mesothelioma?
Oh crap. I forgot about them. No. At this point, I would be forced to conclude that his mesothelioma was idiopathic.